Into a computer, they get that radar to be within a couple of feet of where it needs to get, and then they have to manually adjust it to be within mere inches. Manually. I can't even get a teddy bear out of the crane game machine myself. I've been told those things are rigged, but I don't know. These guys have a much more interesting job, much more high stakes as well. Now the folks that work in this area of the waterfront are known as longshoremen. That's because back in the day of Pirates of the Caribbean, for instance, right? When a ship came into port, it would have an unusual hull. There would be all sorts of crates and barrels and nets and boxes full of stuff. And you would have to basically rely on manpower to unload it. It would take a week or more to get a boat unloaded. So when a vessel came in, they would call out, all the men along the shore, come and help us unload this and then we'll pay you. Right? So a lot of folks would hang out in the wharf areas of a lot of places and do work whatever came in. These folks are unionized, so it's a little more advanced than that. There are people that drive those trucks around.
So you don't want it again?
Move the containers off of stacks.
So you don't want it again?
These truck beds here that get loaded up with these containers.
You don't want it again?
And then there's trains as well on the far side.
You already had it.
And they get sent up that same way that we saw that was over by the Open Sculpture Park. All these folks are longshoremen.
Tell me the story.
He took my
That's pretty cool looking forklift there as well.
He gave it to me.
You are on that video. Tell me the story.
You grab the tops of shipping containers.
You are live on TV.
We're on the cruise.
And if you guys wanted to go and be a longshoreman crane operator, here are the steps. First, you have to join the longshoremen union. Worked for them for about 6 years.
Go ahead.
Okay?
We're on the cruise and they're saying there's many different places
And have a great time like that, right?
that they use.
Then you have to put your name in for a lottery. I believe there are around 237 people at the last lottery for crane operators.
We had
They draw maybe
this
6.
I don't know if it was milkshake,
And then you have to
but
do
it
an
was
interview.
like
The hardest part might be
soft
at the
drink,
very
and
tippy
it
top of
was
the
so
crane.
nice. So yeah.
Not where the box is, all
Fantastic.
the way at the top. That's a long way up, folks. But yeah, pretty interesting to see. None of these cranes are in operation right now, looks like. Well, these ones might be ahead of us in throw, right? Frequently the weekends are less busy than the weekdays. It's a union job. That's how it is sometimes. And I will tell you, the crane operators also spend 2 hours working, 2 hours having a break, and then 2 hours working again, because looking between your feet can give you a sense of vertigo if you're just doing that the whole time. So in order to give them a little break to relax and cause fewer accidents, they have a nice long break at the end of the day. And for all that effort, those guys crane operators take 6 figures generally. If they're working full time, overtime, and all that good stuff. There's going on here. So, pretty sought after job.
Can snap.
Pretty highly paid, sought after job. These vessels here are, of course, container ships. You guys, I'm sure, have seen these wherever you're from, if it's from the coastal area. And on board are shipping containers. They're called intermodal shipping containers because they can be put on many modes of transportation. They can be put on trains, trucks, ships. Although ships are the safest and most efficient way of moving these containers around. One vessel such as this, if you were to take all those trains, all those...
Again, today is
that train would be about 10 miles
the
long.
13th of February 2022.
That's a
We
long
just
train.
toured in the city of Seattle via ship, via
Yeah,
cruise
it's much
ship.
more efficient to move these. Every now
That's
and
it.
again, one falls off into the ocean, but it's much like if you're driving down the freeway and a receipt blows out of your window. You're not going to go back for it. There's nothing you can do to get it. So it falls off there on the top, it's in the water, it's dead for it, more or less. I will tell you that they put the lightest, least expensive stuff up at the top, partly for that reason, partly for stability. And there was one instance that's pretty famous of when a container ship lost a container in the Pacific, and it was full of rubber batteries. That's right. So when the shipping container fell from the very top,
Whatever you said before, you have to say it again,
all the way down
because
to
this
the
place
water,
of other
and
video
upon hitting the
stand
water,
there.
it exploded and released its rubbery goodness all over the ocean. I say goodness, it was actually not very good for the environment, right? But what was very cool was that oceanographers from the University of Washington pounced on the opportunity to have trackable items in the ocean where they could figure out how the ocean currents were
Since we're not
affecting
able to go
So they
on
put out a
a
call
cruise
to
to South
oceanographers all over the
Africa.
world, beach combers, things
Mozambique
like that. If you
decided to
find
book this
one of these
cruise
rubber
for us
bath
to
toys,
experience how
let
it
us
is
know,
to be on water in
and
the
we will,
ship. Yeah.
organize this
So
database. That
hoping
actually was what led to the discovery of the giant Pacific Ocean
December,
cracks,
who knows, we'll be able to
which
get
is
another
pretty
cruise ship
cool. It's a
opportunity.
huge patch of water out there in the middle of the Pacific
The
that's just
outer
swirling,
bound
swirling, swirling.
Yeah.
Where many
The
of
boat
those
does
rubber
not
duckies
should
now
rock
call
the
their
way one
permanent
would
home.
expect. Like some people will say you're on your boat
Although
and you
some of
get
those rubber duckies didn't make
seasick.
it all the way
So
to
as the ship is
Scotland,
moving, it's not that
which
bad.
is
You don't really feel it that
pretty
much.
far from the Pacific.
So I wonder if you
It
can
actually
actually get seasick.
froze and thawed in the Arctic
So need to
until
wait and
finally
see.
being deposited in the Atlantic Ocean, floating its way over to Scotland, ending up on the beach. It took about 3 years for it to do that. The entire story is in a book called Moby Duck. If you're interested in reading that, it's available for you.
Are you done?
Yeah.
How nice is that thing?
And it's going on
Are you
about
eating?
Moby Duck. Some of my favorite stories.
Aren't you feeling
We're
cold?
passing by a lot of shipping containers again here, and we're also going to be passing by the U.S. Coast
Benny
Guard
Bobo?
sector Puget Sound.
What did you eat on this
Now, the
cruise ship?
Coast Guard are
What do you eat on this
for
cruise
water
ship?
because they keep us safe. Not
Huh?
only from disasters out here.
What did you eat on
terrorism,
this cruise ship?
Drug issues and things like that. But also they inspect all these passenger vessels
Huh?
in this area and make sure that we have safety equipment.
I can't
They
hear
make
you.
Life jackets and floats and all sorts of stuff to make sure you guys are safe so we can enjoy the waterfront.
So what is it?
So these
It's a
guys
ship.
here are also responsible for our icebreaker fleet.
Mr.
Which is pretty
Wasabi.
sweet. This huge red vessel here with the wonderful and the yellow smokestack is the number 20 Healy. It is an icebreaker. You guys are
You
icebreakers
can go
too?
closer to the ship.
They break ice. Exactly. They're great to bring to parties. They get everybody talking.
Can you?
They actually crash through sheets of ice not by breaking it up from the front and separating it, but actually by sliding on top of the ice. And the sheer weight of the fuel and the superstructure on board crash through the top. That's because they carry enough fuel on the Healy here to circumnavigate the globe 3.6 times. That's a lot of fuel, folks. Millions of gallons of fuel. And that fuel is really heavy, so that helps them crack through the ice. At about 7 knots, which is our a little slower than a little faster than our approximate cruising speed, they can actually crack through 7 feet of ice. And I've been told actually recently that when they come across an ice sheet that's a little too thick for them to handle, in their regular means, they go back and grab. And when that doesn't work, they've been known to throw dynamite down on the ice sheet to crack it up in front of them, which is pretty cool. That'd be a pretty sweet job, right? These two boats right here with the nice pointy bows are U.S. Coast Guard cutters. They're now decommissioned and they're being sold to Sri Lanka for being part of their Navy and their Coast Guard out there, which is pretty cool. They're being repainted. Actually, they have that one on the shoreline has a Sri Lankan flag. I believe they had some folks on board doing some drills and things, learning how the vessel is and being able to operate it. So that'd be pretty cool for them. This area that's mostly cleared off here is going to be part of a new Coast Guard expansion to their base. They want to have more icebreakers and cutters and things like that. So they're going to cut out some space here for their ships. And then from basically that green structure onward is going to be our new cruise ship terminal. So if you guys come back in a few years, you want to hop on a cruise ship, it might not be at the other two that I mentioned. It might be down here in the Soto district of Seattle. Now it's called Soto for a couple of reasons. South of downtown is the
get all of
common one
us.
for these days. It also used to be south of the dome. There was a structure here called the King Dome that actually imploded back in the day. But nowadays it's our stadium district. So we've got on our right hand side, we've got T-Mobile Park with all those crisscrossing
Let me
arches over
thank
the
you
top of it.
for booking this
T-Mobile Park is home to the
wonderful
Seattle
tour
Mariners, our
of
baseball team.
Seattle. Who am I
The roof on that stadium can open and close in about 15 minutes. So if it rains out like it does so frequently out here, they can push a button, close that roof up, and then when the weather gets nice again, they can open the roof back up.
Fixing this time to be out
The next
here.
stadium is Central
Have a
Link
tour of
Field,
the city
renamed
and
Lumen
see,
Field
the wonderful
recently.
infrastructure of
That's
ships.
home to all our football teams.
How the
The
Habour
Seattle Seahawks
and all
play out of that
the
field.
sea transport
And there's
and
also
the
the Seattle
handles
Sounders football club.
and the sophistication of
Both
the
those
machines
teams
that
have
we
huge
find
followings in
out
the
here.
city. You'll also see their logos
Thank God today
painted
is
on
a
the
sunny
sides of
day.
buildings, on billboards, just all over the place.
Which is
And
much
it's a
cloudy
pretty
and
awesome stadium.
cool and rainy, but it's still very
The
cool.
shape of the roof
I
on that
think we
stadium
enjoy what
allows
we see
the
here,
sound from
and
the
they will
fans, much
thank
like
you
a
very
satellite
much.
dish, to echo down into the center of the field. And when the fans get especially rowdy, it can actually cause small earthquakes in the city. It's tied back and forth. I believe with St. Louis for the loudest
Next time you
stadium
want to
in
book
the
a
U.S.
cruise or an adventure,
So we'll get that
always
record
check
back
the
in these
weather
days.
first
But
because when you
maybe
check
there's
the
a record
weather,
for how many times the
before
record
making a
changes
plan
hands.
for the
We'll get
cruise
that
or
one.
any outdoor activity, you'll be sure of
And then if you see the brown tower directly up on the right hand side, the brown clock tower, that is King Street Station. That's
yeah,
what I
so you
talked to
can
you
get
guys
to
about earlier,
enjoy
where the
being
trains come in.
outdoors. If not, you'll
Right
be
by those
disappointed.
shipping containers.
Thank you.
King Street Station.
Thank you.
You can get trains from there basically anywhere, which is pretty sweet. They have an automatic train network. A wonderful idea for a romantic getaway for Valentine's Day, which is coming up right around the corner, faster than we know it. And again, we have the Smith Tower.